Good morning. It's Thursday morning. I have not vlogged all week again because all the meetings I had throughout the week were confidential. Anyway, heading now to Sarona, back-to-back meetings. Meeting Yoav Degani, who I've been connected with on Facebook for like a decade. Randomly met him last week, and we set a meeting to sit and talk shop. After that, I'm having lunch with Aviv Frankel, who is about the only person in Israel to have driven every single hypercar out there. He used to be a car reporter and just an awesome dude, and now a founder of a startup called Enroute. Pumped to catch up with him. Several other meetings throughout the day, and then weekend. Also, I just want to give a shout out because back in the day when I started vlogging, you know, Samsung reached out and we kind of did some work together. Haven't worked with Samsung in maybe a decade, but recently I reconnected and they're sending me phones. This is the Galaxy Fold 2, and it folds, as you can see. 2 screens, one on the outside, 2 on the inside. Super cool phone. They gave it to me along with the Galaxy S21 Ultra, but for transparency's sake, they did not ask me to post about it, to talk about it, or anything about it. They just wanted me to experience it, but I'm loving it. Have I switched from iPhone back to Android? Not yet. Just love iOS. Nothing to do with the hardware, because the hardware on the Samsung phone's just way better, but software. Anyway, enough geeking out. Heading to Sarona. Let's do this. Made it to Sarona. I parked in the Sarona parking lot because I have no time to look for parking. My first meeting starts in 8 minutes at Biga, and then back to back. It's gonna be a great day. Beautiful day in Sarona. Perfect. Look how gorgeous it is in Tel Aviv today. Early meeting here in Biga, my office, basically for the past couple of years. Where do I even begin? First of all, I'll just give it a little bit of an introduction and say that northern Israel is quickly becoming the new Tel Aviv. There's so much tech in northern Israel, and I'm meeting more and more amazing entrepreneurs, more and more amazing companies, one of them being Clear.com that just got acquired. That's in Haifa. That may or may not have launched their company from one tweet of mine, but that's a topic for another time. But there's a whole bunch of interesting accelerators, incubators, just programs for startups in the north. I am meeting one of them this morning. Who are you? What's your name?
Hi, I'm Maura Rosenfeld. I'm the Chief Business Officer of MindUP, digital health incubator located in the Matam Park in Haifa.
You're like a machine. That was good. Okay. Maura. What does Maura mean anyway?
Maura is from Miriam.
Oh, beautiful. Okay, so first of all, how did we connect originally? Through Miriam.
Yeah, Miriam Schwab.
Miriam Schwab, who the CEO of Stratic, where I'm an advisor, and I think we've probably known each other for 15 years. I don't know. One of the powerhouses of the tech ecosystem. Okay, so what? I met with her and you saw like a picture or something?
Yeah.
Cool. Love it. Love the internet. It's great. Okay, so what is MindUP?
So MindUP is an incubator. We're an early stage investor, like basically pre-seed in healthcare technologies. We look at things like bioconvergence, things that combine biology, engineering, other kind of biomarkers, things that can take healthcare out of the hospital into the home, looking at ways that data can inform therapy, things like precision medicine, and really just the future of healthcare and how we can make it better for everyone.
I love it, and I'll tell you why I love it. Because for the past 2 years or so, I've been writing my weekly column, the Jerusalem Post, about impact technology, which is a strong correlation to healthcare, of course. So I've written about probably hundreds of healthcare companies, and I always say that, like, when the world talks about Israel and tech, you think about like cyber and like semiconductors and like what we used to be good at. Today, what are we not good at, right? You have a hard time finding a sector of technology in which Israel is not leading the way. When I say leading the way, not necessarily first place, but second place, third place, whatever it may be after. You know, the best indication, the best illustration of that is NASDAQ, right? You look at NASDAQ, the country with the most companies on NASDAQ is the United States of America, because it's the United States of America. Number 2 is China, 1.5 billion people. Like, it makes sense. Number 3 is Israel, 9 million people. Like, what? On what planet is that normal? And the answer is Israel is dominating. It's ripping up tech right now, ripping up tech. And I think healthcare is one of those cases that the world doesn't yet know that Israel is killing at, right? So like, just to throw out some, to name drop, like, look at companies like Zebra Medical, you look at companies like Healthy IO, whether it's mental health, whether it's radiologists, whether across the whole healthcare spectrum, Israel is kicking serious duchas, which is awesome. So I love the fact that, you know, when you talk about an ecosystem maturing, in my opinion, one of the best indicators is when the second level starts forming. So the second level can be a whole VC ecosystem. So there are probably, I want to say at least 7 VCs that I know of investing exclusively in healthcare in Israel. Whether it's Amun, whether it's Pure Ventures, Tri Ventures, a whole bunch of them. That's
Pitango, one of our partners.
But Pitango's not, well, they have a healthcare fund.
Yeah.
Right, okay, I forgot about that, that's true. But that's one level. Another level is these kind of programs, incubators, accelerators that are focused on healthcare. When that happens and those things start forming, you know that the healthcare ecosystem in Israel is maturing. Okay, so tell me about the program. How many companies have gone through it? How many companies are in it? What's the terms? What's the flow? How does it work? Talk to me.
So we're an incubator under the Israel Innovation Authority program. That means it's a 2-year program for the companies, a pre-seed investment of about $700,000 to $750,000, depending on the exchange rate.
Allow me to interrupt you for one second, please. Sorry. I just want to clarify. When you say the Innovation Authority, some of you might not know what that is. I'm going to explain it to you. What's the question that I get most often? How did Israel become this tech leader, right? It's the question I get more often. And the answer is obviously complex, and there's a lot of reasons Israel's become a tech leader, whether it's the culture, whether it's, just there's a million things, right? The military. To me, though, one of the most interesting components or elements of Israel's success as a tech leader is the Innovation Authority, right? It used to be called the Chief Scientist, but what we're talking about here is for lack of a better term, a department of government that basically gives deep tech companies funding.
Yeah, funds R&D development.
But for free, they don't take equity.
No, they don't. They take royalties afterwards if the company achieves sales.
Right, so that's crazy.
To repay the grant.
I don't know of another country that has such a thing. That's crazy. And so you're a partner.
And we often get visitors from other countries asking, in awe of what we do here. And
so they're a partner of yours?
Yes.
Okay, that's one partner. Who are the other partners?
Medtronic, IBM, Pitango, VC, and Rambam Hospital.
Wow, so you got them all. That's like...
We got some great partners
amazing.
that really support our companies.
Are you in touch with Michal Geva?
Yeah.
She's amazing. I'm such a fan. Okay, so walk me through this. How long is the program? What do you actually give the companies on a practical level?
So the program, it's a 2-year incubation program. On a practical level, aside from the pre-seed funding, we really give them strong support. They have, first of all, an office in our incubator, but
in Haifa, right?
In Haifa.
Yeah.
You can take the train like I do, and it's really, we work with them very closely, like both on the business side, the development side, learning management skills, understand, helping them prepare to reach out to investors, helping them, bringing also investors and partners to meet with them. So we're constantly reaching out.
So my description before of how broken, the business aspect of all these startups is resonated with you. Because I started my career that way. Like, I was meeting all these incredible entrepreneurs who were building remarkable technology. But when I asked them what they did, they said, we developed an algorithm. I'm like, stop. Like, I don't care about your algorithm. What do you do? And they could not answer me. And so
I have these meetings every day.
Right.
And
so you help them. What do you actually do in the organization?
So part of what I do is with dealing with the deal flow, helping to create deal flow and go through it. But a lot of it's working with some of our entrepreneurs are experienced, and some of them it's the first time they're moving away from science or engineering into the business side.
Got it.
Really helping them, take them through the steps.
It's important to emphasize you're dealing with pre-seed.
Yeah.
Early stage.
Very early stage.
What are your requirements? Meaning, if I have an idea, you would...
I want to see some level of a proof of concept of the technology, and I also say proof of concept of the market, that you've reached out a bit to a few people in the market and understand what the real need is.
But you don't need revenue.
No. In fact, our companies usually need some kind of regulatory, like FDA approval,
right.
So they won't even reach revenue in the 2-year period.
Right. Okay, so what's the website, first of all? MindUP?
MindUp.co.il.
Okay, is it in Hebrew?
It's in English.
Very good, just making sure. We're there. Okay, and...
we speak pretty good English.
How many companies have gone through the program all in all?
So we have 7 companies that have graduated, and 7 that are currently in the incubation, and 1 kind of in the process as we go.
The 7 that already graduated, like, how are they doing?
Some of them have, like any early stage company, some of them we have some that one is already in sales, is also doing a bird program with it's called Gate Better, which does cognitive mobility training. They're doing a bird program with Spalding Rehab, a very well-respected hospital in Boston. So they've raised some money. Some of them are in the process of still trying to raise money. It's an early stage, but the companies we have now, actually a lot are right now, a couple of them are in the process of closing investments. So I hope we'll be able to tell you about that soon.
Awesome, and it's important to emphasize also that unlike the accelerators out there that help them with mentoring and whatever it may be, you actually invest capital.
We invest capital, and many of our companies participate in accelerators, so they're really complementary programs.
Okay, so if you're an early stage entrepreneur in the north and you're raising...
Or you're not in the north.
But they have to come to the north, though.
Yeah.
Okay, it's not, trains or not, whatever. Okay.
I do it every day.
Right, because you live in...
Ramat Gan, yeah.
Okay. So yeah, if you're an early stage entrepreneur in the healthcare space or world, is that what you define healthcare, or you call it something else?
Healthcare, yeah, digital health.
Okay, in that world, early stage, and you would consider working in the north, which is again an hour train ride.
You can come a couple days a week,
really?
every day.
Then, yeah, hit them up.
I'll be happy to hear about it.
What is it? You said it?
MindUP.
MindUP.co.il.
.co.il.
Okay, and on Twitter, you're MindUP Incubator. What do we say you are on
MindUP
Twitter?
Incubator.
MindUP
Just reach out to me on LinkedIn, too.
Okay, so again, your name?
Maura Rosenfeld.
Maura Rosenfeld, M-A-U-R-A.
Right.
Hit her up. It's really cool.
Thanks, Hillel.
Yeah, I told you. If there's anything I can do to help, from an ideological perspective, right? We know that the saturation of startups in Tel Aviv and Herzliya are like reaching like peak, like whatever. In the north, it's starting to get there, but like you have to encourage it, And so, from an ideological perspective, I'd love to help. You know your challenges. You'll let me know how I can help, and the answer will hopefully be affirmative.
Wonderful.
Very, very cool to meet you.
You too.
I'm glad you reached out. How did you reach out? You went through my website? How did you reach out?
LinkedIn.
LinkedIn. Okay. By the way, my LinkedIn lately, oh, what's going on over there? It is blowing up. I'm like getting like every post 30, 40, 50,000 views on each post.
That's amazing.
It's nuts. I don't know what's going on. I think I have more engagement on LinkedIn than any other platform now. I don't know what's going on. It's nuts.
Still fine. It seems like to me like that LinkedIn still seems to be very strong in the business side.
Yeah, but it's also a really bad user experience. That's a topic for another time. Anyway, super, super cool to meet you.
You too. I really enjoyed it.
I'm gonna
keep their passion going.
Thank you. I'm gonna wait to hear how I can help. You'll let me know.
Great.
And on like I said before, low-hanging fruit, like just if you're tweeting or sharing interesting things that are not self-promotional but interesting, just back channel it to me, email it to me, that tweet or whatever it is, and I'll distribute as best as I can. But that's, like I said, that doesn't count. It doesn't count as me helping. However, I can really help. You'll let me know.
I will.
And we'll be in touch.
That would be amazing.
Super cool. Thanks for your time this morning.
Thank you.
Good luck. Okay, here's a very interesting story. I have been connected with this good-looking guy for like 10 years? Probably 10 years. Facebook, 100%. Last week, I'm at a birthday party. How do you know, what's his name anyway?
I know a friend of him.
Okay, so I was invited to this birthday party for a guy named David Halperin, whose father started the biggest optical glasses business in Israel, and his father's name is Rafael Halperin, who I highly recommend you Google because he's probably the most interesting person in the world. He has Guinness Book of World Records, seriously, he wrestled a lion. Do you know that? You know that? He's like the most interesting. He's written 50 books. He's a rabbi, and he's just the most interesting guy in the world. In his will, before he died, he gave his son David one instruction. He gave him instructions. He said, "I need you to fight the phenomenon of people speaking about other people, like gossip, slander, things like that." And so he started an organization called Gossip Doesn't Speak to Me, loosely translated from Lashon Hara Lo Medaber Elai, and it's a huge organization with all the celebrities in the world. So he invited me to his birthday party, and I'm sitting there chilling, hanging out, having a good time, and I see this guy at the corner of my eye, and I'm like, I know that guy. Like, who is that? I know that guy. And I literally don't even know this, but I asked someone, I think I asked Yaron Carney, I'm like, you know that guy? He goes, he looks familiar. We were all trying to figure it out, and I'm like, I know who he is. And we met for the first time. I mean, we met over the years, but we didn't actually talk. And we're like, okay, it's time to have a meeting. So we set this meeting. All right, that's the backstory. Who are you? What's your name?
Yoav Degani.
Yoav Degani. Okay. Who is Yoav Degani? Give me your high-level elevator pitch.
Wow.
Besides the guy in tech with the best hair.
I'm a serial entrepreneur involved in a tech scene for 14 years already.
I mean, when you say serial entrepreneur, you've been an entrepreneur for a really long time.
That's true.
You're a typical example. When people say to me, I want to be an entrepreneur, I say, there's no such thing as you want to be an entrepreneur. Either you are or you're not. This guy's proof, because from the second he could read, basically, he was building businesses. You can't work at a company 9 to 5. It's just not your name. You can't do it. You are an entrepreneur in your blood, in your veins. Okay,
yeah, so I'm going to sleep with my work for so many years.
Right.
I'm the CEO of a company called MyPrivacy.
MyPrivacy.com?
MyPrivacy.io.
I've been following this company for a very, very long time. It was originally called My Permissions. The company's doing very well, profitable. We allowed to say that? Okay.
Yeah.
What is MyPrivacy? Again, high-level elevator pitch. What is it?
So MyPrivacy is a suite of privacy tools to help the average user to better protect themselves online, better understand what are the risks, and we provide you with a set of tools that each and every one can use for different use cases in order to know what's going on or to control your personal data.
Okay, so I am the last person who cares about my privacy. I'm totally out there, and truth be told, people say to me, "Don't you care? Don't it bother you to be?" I'm like, I share what I want to share. Like, if it's out there, then let people know. What's their, Having said that, I have personally done a little quote-unquote due diligence on my own privacy and looked at how many websites or platforms or services have my data. It's hundreds. Hundreds of services, 90% of them, I don't even know what they are, have my data. And so it is becoming an issue. And so you built a suite of tools, kind of platform, across, like you said, the VPN, right? There's
password manager, photo vault for photos and videos.
I didn't know you had a password manager. I don't remember what I use. I use one of the big ones. I don't know.
Yeah.
But you have a photo vault, like for private photos?
Yeah.
That's so interesting.
We encrypt photos and videos for your eyes only.
Wow.
It doesn't mean you can't upload photos to your social accounts.
Super interesting.
That there are some, I don't know, your passport or whatever, your credit card, you want to take a photo and save it, encrypted. That's the vault. That's the place to do it.
Super interesting.
We have a private browser. We have Uplog. We have a social permissions manager.
Wow.
So different types of tools for different use cases. For each and every person, it doesn't have to be super tech savvy guy.
So I'm just curious now, in terms of marketing and growth, where's the biggest growth engine for you in terms of downloads? Where do people hear about you?
Actually, it's interesting. We are only starting now to promote the app after building it for a very long time, but we do see lots of users coming from US, rich Arab countries.
How do they hear you? How do they hear about you?
So I don't know, a little bit of campaigns, but otherwise people somehow hear about us.
Do you know ASO?
Yeah, of course.
You do ASO?
We do ASO, but
so ASO, just for those watching who might not know, is, in my opinion, the best bang for your buck when it comes to promoting an app. It's App Store optimization. It's kind of like SEO, but for the App Store. So when someone searches privacy, you want to be number one. There's thousands of apps that deal with privacy. But if you do go to ASO, you could be, and I'm an advisor. You know Benny Shaviv? I'm an advisor at a fitness app company called Fitness 22. And just so you understand, they have tens of millions of downloads. They don't even have a marketing department. Benny Shaviv, the CEO, sits with an Excel sheet every day, optimizing his search keywords and everything for the App Store. And when you search for words and phrases like couch to 5K, which is a thing, he's number one. Like all of his downloads, tens of millions of downloads from ASO. So that's why I asked you what your growth engine, if you guys do ASO.
We do, and it's very challenging. So to do a good ASO, it's super difficult.
Of course. And so you're the CEO of the company, right?
I'm the CEO of the company.
Okay, so prior to that, give me what were your startups that you built? What were your ventures? Whatever you can talk about.
I think that the most interesting one is the previous one, a company called Anyways, which we sold about 5 and something years ago. Crazy journey. If you think startup is a roller coaster, that was I don't know.
All I have to say is you better write that book. I want to read it. Okay, so you've had, how many years have you been working in tech altogether?
I think 14 years.
14 years. 14 years sounds like you've done every I guess component or vertical of the tech world. You were an entrepreneur, now you're a CEO, you were a startup, you were actually an old school business owner before startups. You've done it all.
Yeah. Also
what's next?
Investing in
oh, you also invested. What's next? Not that you're leaving. You're not leaving, but I'm just curious. What's next?
I don't know, actually. I don't know.
You're also advising companies and you're mentoring startups.
Yeah, that's my biggest passion. Some would say it's my obsession.
I am going to go ahead and say that you're the only person I know who's more ADHD than me. Honestly.
Thank you, I think.
No, but we share that in common. We both realize that ADHD, professional ADHD, is actually the biggest gift in the world, because what I get done in one day, most people get done in a month. And I'm sure it's the same for you. You're doing a lot of stuff, and that's the way you work best. That's where you're most productive.
Yeah.
I love it. Okay, so first of all, it's a little pathetic that it took us this long to meet, number one. Number two, we should have another meeting at your headquarters. I want to see the product. I want to hear more about it. We'll do a little interview maybe there too. But beyond that, anything I can do to help, let me know. And I got to be honest with you, I wasn't so comfortable at that birthday party, because I don't know if you realized, but everything was not kosher there. Right? They were giving shrimp, and also I love David Halpern. I love the guy. But let's just say it was not my scene.
It was not my scene.
But I'm happy I went, because I got to hang out with you. So anything I can do to help you, let me know. And yeah, super cool to finally meet you. And I like seeing someone more ADHD than me. It makes me feel healthy.
Thanks,
awesome, dude. Thanks, man. When I said I was having a marathon of meetings today, I wasn't kidding. This guy sitting next to me right here, his claim to fame is that he designed my business cards. It's not really his claim to fame, but the metal business cards that I'm sure many of you have seen that I made in China, he designed them. So Elon Dre, this guy, is widely regarded as one of, if not the top designer in this country. And
thank you.
When I say designer, I don't just mean just the design, user experience. He cares deeply about user experience. Tell me about yourself in like 2 sentences. Who is Elon Dre?
Okay, so my accent from France. I came in Israel, I came back in Israel. I'm born in Israel, I came back 20 years ago. And I'm trying to bring a French touch to the startup nation. So it's all about, I'm the co-founder of Encode, the digital studios that helping several unicorns to succeed, big time startup to become unicorn. $1 billion companies like Cybereason or lately Aqua Security, where I'm working as a VP creative. And you know me, when I'm involved into a design, I give 100% of my heart, and I'm connecting the dot. At the end of the day, the secret sauce of all the unicorn is how you improve the communication inside the company, and you do fusion experience. So I wrote a book that is called Fusion Experience.
All right, check this out. Tell me what it is. First of all, you brought me this.
Come in a box like a jewel that is a limited edition, only 500.
500 of these books printed?
Limited edition, only. No audiobook and no on Amazon, really hard copy.
What is it? What is Fusion Experience?
So Fusion Experience is all the storytelling about my learning, my self-learning from failure to success, and how I implement it in different companies and different use cases.
Show me.
So everyone that want to, first of all, there is an opening of Elio Suchard,
nice.
The famous mentalist, and there is all the story about how you can get out of the box, literally. So you see the box is black, and the book is literally yellow, so it's from the darkness to the light.
Love it.
So there is a lot of things. You have a full experience, like in anything that I'm doing in the company. I'm bringing the design of the offices, the design of the branding. I'm working with all the team to improve tools and methodology to work better together. So even here, when you get the book, you receive it in a box that is made of Italian paper.
Where does this go?
So this is the, I saw once upon a time Helmut Newton, the famous photographer, get a huge book of all his photographies, and there was a stand designed by Philip Stark. So I wanted, as part of the full experience, for very special people like you, Hillel, to have also a stand that is branded Fusion Experience.
Where do you put the stand? Inside?
It comes inside actually a nice little.
So awesome. Does that fit?
It's come apart and you can put it inside. It's
Very cool.
pretty cool.
Where can I buy
At the end of the day, you and myself, Hillel, have the same motto, to help Israel to stand out in a positive way, and we believe that high-tech can make a huge difference in the world and for people in Israel. And it's all about fusion, and in a world that is so disconnected, with the COVID, for example, that we have social distancing, or with the war lately, that it was very binary. You are, very black or white, and no gray. So it's time to create much more fusion experience, much more interaction between people.
Love it. It's very cool. I know we're not spending a lot of time together. I got to run to my next meeting, but this is super cool. And let's have a normal meeting. I like this hat.
Of course. I hope to meet you at Aqua Security at Secure the Cloud, and
we'll do it.
I do believe that you will love to meet our founders, Dror and Amir.
100%. We'll do it. This is a very cool hat. I like it a lot.
Yeah,
thank you for this.
It's so very limited, only 10 in the world.
10 hats?
Yeah.
That's more limited than Elon Musk's hat. I have the Elon Musk hat.
Yesterday I was in the Tesla, but by the way, when you drive in the Tesla, I know you did it lately, you have also full experience. Yes. It's not only the car, it's the interaction between the digital and the real world. 100%. So this is fusion experience.
Love it, man. All right, let's
thank you very much.
We gotta bounce, but this is super cool, and thank you. We'll take a selfie now afterwards. Take care, man. Thanks. Also, Elon, as I mentioned, designed my business cards, which are metal and super cool, and I thought they were like the coolest business cards out there until I saw his.
So you have very
look at that. It's also metal, but it's metal with like a
gold and laser cut.
Gold and oh my God, look how beautiful that is. You won't forget a business card like that ever. It's so nice. I love it, and it costs $1 per card.
Yeah,
$1 per card. Wow, that's nuts. I love it. All right, man, I gotta run. Good to see you, my friend.
Ciao.
Of meetings continues, but this is a special one because I'm sitting next to I don't get jealous very easily. But this man I'm jealous of, not because he's better looking than me, but because he might be the only person in this country to have driven a Bugatti. Okay, who are you? What's your name?
Aviv Frankel.
Aviv Frankel. How long do we know each other?
Wow, years.
Years.
I think first time it was when I was still a TV journalist, and you came with a startup, and I interviewed you, and I think you still have this photo of us with Zcast or with Zula
You interviewed me on TV?
on TV.
Really?
Yeah, maybe we edited it out, but I don't know.
I don't even remember that. Okay, but
Yeah, check it out.
how many years were you a TV journalist for?
Wow, I was in media for 20 years.
Okay.
First of all in radio, and then in TV, on TV.
Okay. So this man, for a living, reviewed tech and cars. I mean, can you blame me for being jealous? Seriously. Okay, when did you stop your TV career?
3-4 years ago.
Okay. And you started a company. So it's pronounced Enroute?
Enroute or Enroute, it depends how you pronounce it. It's a French word that
Enroute.
you use in English.
Okay. So Enroute. So I haven't seen you in years, and the company has gone through pivots and everything, but give me your elevator pitch. What is Enroute?
Yeah, we provide passengers, well, we're working with mobility services, companies like, I don't know, Uber, Lyft, Deutsche Bahn in Germany, and we allow their passengers to ride for free as they shop, because the retailers are paying for the ride.
Love it, love it. So let me just clarify this. You're sitting in the back of an Uber doing nothing. That is, as we call it, wasted real estate, wasted time that we're not capitalizing on. Now imagine you're in the back of your Uber and you're shopping. Let's say you're driving to, I don't know, Sarona over here, and then, like you said, there's a Nike store there. So I'm driving in the back of my Uber, and I'm like, oh, I want a new pair of Nike sneakers. I click buy, and the store's right on my way, so I can pick it up as I go. En route. There you go. And again, like you said, the retailer, which is now getting revenue, your business is paying for your ride. I think that's pretty brilliant, actually. So you've raised minimal capital. You've done this thing impressively with very little money. Really impressive, actually. I was shocked. When I asked you how much you raised, I was sure you're gonna tell me 5, 10 million. I'm shocked. When we talk about how much you raised, you don't talk about it publicly.
No.
You don't talk about it. Okay. But relatively small numbers. Not even relative, just small numbers. And you have partnerships with massive mobility companies and much, much more in the pipeline.
Yeah.
And now, are you officially going fundraising, or are you in? It's not official yet.
Yeah, we are fundraising, right?
Okay, so I'm going to help with that. In addition to that, you have a new intern starting in a couple of weeks that I'm going to hopefully help her with building the strategy of what you're supposed to do on content and social.
He's amazing, this guy.
Thank you. This is about you, not me, okay? All I want is a ride in a LaFerrari. Is that so much to ask? I'm just kidding. But I am very disappointed that you haven't kept up of your passion on cars. Like, I thought you were still driving all these great, one time you did offer me, I don't remember who it was, but it was like some very rich guy who has a crazy car collection. And you were like, come, and we didn't end up doing it.
I didn't know. I don't know why. He's in Nativot. He has like this big car collection. He's a great guy. Yeah, I think so. We should go.
Yes, please.
Yeah,
let's do it.
Yes, Rolls Royce, Ferrari, Porsche, of course.
Oh my God! And you're friends with him. He's Lambo.
Shalom.
Any Lambos?
I think he does.
All right. Truth is, I'm literally the top of my list though is a LaFerrari. I got to drive that car one time. I don't know how. I don't know when. And again, I don't have many materialistic dreams or goals. Like I said, I'm not driven by money, but I do one day want to own a Ferrari. That's definitely on my bucket list. Anyway, dude, I know you're in a rush. Anything I can do to help, let me know. Let's not wait like 5 years till our next meeting. Like, it's not okay.
2 years, 3.
Is it 2? It's not okay.
2 months.
Here you go. Also, when this intern starts, we'll have a meeting.
Yeah.
But listen, anything that pops into your head, when you announce your funding, when you, whatever, I don't know what, obviously when you publish articles, you want me to tweet them for you, done. But anything I do to help, anything that you think, I'll send you that Excel sheet, any investor you want me to introduce you to, of course.
You're the best.
Of course, you know that there's no strings attached, right? We'll be very clear. I don't take finder's fees or any of that stuff. But anything I can do to help you, let me know. And yeah, dude, let's meet more often. This is good. You have good energy. I like it. And all I say is that when you sell this company for billions, don't forget the little people. That's all I'm saying. All right, and you know what?
Right?
There you go. Okay. You sell your company for billions, get me a LaFerrari. That's all I want. It's a LaFerrari. $2 million. What's the big deal? All right, dude. Thank you for your time today, my friend. Thanks for lunch.
Love you.
I'm looking forward to our next meeting. I can't wait till this intern starts. We're gonna kick some serious tuchas. All right, good. Thanks, man. As days go, it doesn't get much better than today. What a group of people I met with today. Unfreaking believable. But that is Israeli tech. I think you got a pretty clear picture of what it's like in the innovation sector in Israel today, better than almost any other episode. Today was pretty awesome and an amazing way to end the week. See you next week.